Alright, new Xbox game. It even has an options menu.
General sound options? Boring. Well, here we go.
Gameplay options, alright. It looks like I could really customize my gameplay for the way I want to play. At least that's what I thought this is.
We got dialogue speed, warning prompts.
Where's the change in gameplay?
What the heck?
Yeah, this is our review of
Adventure Guild.
I'd like to thank the publisher for providing me a review copy of the game.
It was developed by
The Green Guy.
and published by Ultimate Games.
The game released on January 27th to the Xbox platform and soon to the PlayStation for the price of $14.99. In this week's game, we're thrown into the role of a guildmaster. Through an odd circumstance of inheritance, you must now reform and properly manage an adventurer guild. Accept quests to raise the reputation of your guild, lead your adventures in quests to explore and battle foes in a turn-based tactical combat. Throughout this management role, you'll need to keep an eye on the mood and relationship of your adventurers as they grow and watch them as they make a name for themselves. Okay. Great. Child Manager Simulator. Real nice. As I will say, the combat system of this game drew a lot of nostalgic memories out of me. I grew up playing a lot of turn-based strategy games, titles like Military Madness, Shining Force, The Heroes of Might and Magic, and Vandal Hearts. Memories of learning these grid-based strategies, the character's strengths and weaknesses, brought the feeling of familiarity when I first saw the character pieces on the combat grid system for this game. Unfortunately, my memories fail me, as my attempts to strategically place my pieces on the map to surround, flank, and sabotage the enemy brought me little joy. I don't know. What do you think? It may just be a me thing, because after completing each map, I dreaded returning to the town. The town is actually where the meat of the game is played, and you will accept quests, purchase and sell goods, and upgrade and recruit new guild members. Sounds like a place that maybe you'd look forward to visiting. But I kind of felt like I wasn't quite done running the grid combat system, and I wanted to kind of journey across the map going on some sort of adventure. You know? Well, obviously, there isn't really going to be any awards given out for the graphic fidelity of this title, which is understandable. The game comes from a solo developer who probably chose to focus on the leveling and combat systems over the animation frames. This is fine, and a lot of indie devs need to prioritize their resources. I get it, but just feeling like everything was a bright cel-shaded butterscotch with no shadowing, which, if that's the goal, congratulations, you just now made a game of butterscotch chess. The management system and storyline should have been enjoyable, as it is the main part of gameplay outside of the combat maps. Typically, I enjoy grinding games for gold and XP, but the grind here just really felt lifeless and unrewarding. I'm sure there are some players that will enjoy the gameplay loop here and gladly sink like 80 hours into this title. The characters failed to grab my attention enough to care about the storyline, like at all, and the upgrades failed to inspire me to see what comes next. A lot of the focus is given to the building of your guild member party and training your individual adventurers, which I suppose that's the whole purpose of the game. The game provides a wide variety of different classes, each with their own skill trees to explore. The level of customization here is a lot deeper than what I typically appreciate. But for those who are liking to spend their time decorating their characters, they have a lot of that here for you. In the one single town marketplace here, there is an emphasis on using the materials you have collected from quests and craft items to help push you through the next bout. Unfortunately, this process felt like a requirement rather than something I was actually looking forward to. If I was actually able to craft something that gave me a battlefield advantage, maybe I'd look forward to it and grind towards its completion. Kind of a little treat there for you, buddy. Maybe it's because of the time I spent with games like Shining Force and Final Fantasy Tactics, but I feel like the turn-based tactical grid battles should have progressed the storyline and not just been dropped into the same 6 environments repeatedly. The bravery system helps to add a little extra power needed to win the battles, but the whole thing just kinda ended up feeling like chess rather than an actual tactical battlefield. I feel like maybe if the character models or town were more imaginative or likable, I may have cared more about the outcomes. Price is a budget title. I could see this being a bargain bin for somebody who actually enjoyed this gameplay to see it all the way through to the end. But, I could imagine a scenario here where someone would enjoy, firing up this title from time to time and grinding little levels from here and there. I just can't see it be done in a single sitting. Just not enough variety in the whole adventure here. But for me, I just really felt uninspired with the loop and will look for another RPG title to grind my levels with. Maybe I'm just not cut out to be an adventure guild master here, as this title left the farm with a whole whopping 1
Beans out of 5.
Yeah, well, that wraps up that review right there. Here's some notes I took. Where I put the keys to the tractor.
So, we make these new review videos every week, so if you're an indie developer or there's something you want to see,
Or maybe something you don't want to see. And if you haven't noticed, I've been working with select publishers this year. Feel free to reach out if you're interested in adding your game to our future reviews.
be sure to visit again next week.
As we continue to take humorous stabs at some of the industry's new and upcoming titles.
Exit Project. Puck Seeds.
Stay safe out there. We'll see you next time on the farm.